Hi everyone, welcome to my page. She was drowning and no one saw her struggle. That used to be me. So about 8 months ago, I had posted a live video on my Facebook page talking to my friends and family about the fact that I had been struggling with some mental health issues, specifically anxiety and depression. And at that point in time, I was finally ready to share my story with the world. And I pretty much went into a lot of details about what I had been through over the course of over about 15 years. And I was suffering in silence. One of my friends on my Facebook page had shared this video with her husband, who I used to share a classroom with in my building where I work. And when I was sharing that classroom with him, it was during one of the darkest times of my life, and I was struggling more than anyone had any idea about. In fact, I had been to the point where I had tried to take my own life at that point, and no one even knew, other than my family. So I saw these two people at a retirement party a few weeks after I had posted this video on my Facebook page, and the gentleman that I shared the classroom with came over to me and started to talk to me about the fact that his wife had showed him the video, and he was like, "Oh my God, Jen, I had no idea you were struggling when we were in the same classroom or even the same building together." And he had told me that he'd wished I had explained to him, that I was struggling and I had reached out, because he would have certainly been there to help support me in my time of need. And my response to him was, of course, I appreciate the fact that he would have been there for me, but my response was, I didn't want you to know I was struggling. At that point, I was in such a low place. I was battling the demons inside my brain. I was ashamed of everything I was going through at that time. I was ashamed of how I felt and I couldn't get rid of it. I was ashamed of how I was behaving because I couldn't deal with what I was feeling. And I was just in such a dark place, and I didn't want anybody to know that I couldn't do my job, or I didn't want people to think I couldn't do my job. I was doing my job to the best of my ability. I was being a mom to the best of my ability at that particular time. But I felt like I was failing everyone and everybody in my life at that time. But I didn't want anybody to know because I was so ashamed of that. At this point, now that I've started speaking out about my journey, I have come to a much better place in my life. I feel much stronger and much freer for the fact that I have talked about my struggles with people privately, people that are my friends and family, people I've met along the way in different places that I've connected with, and I feel so much better. So what I'm going to suggest to you is two things. One, to the person who is struggling, people may not know you're drowning, so you need to share when you are struggling, because there might be somebody there that can help you get to a better place. And two, to the people who think that everybody is okay just because they have a smile on their face, that doesn't mean that they are necessarily okay. So be kind and be patient with friends and family and even strangers, because you don't really know what's going on in someone's mind unless they share it with you. So she was drowning, but no one saw her struggle. That was me, and I was able to come out of that dark place simply by opening my mouth and fighting the anxiety of sharing my story with others, and has brought me to a much better place. Hopefully you can get to a better place if you're struggling. If you're not struggling, then hopefully you can help somebody just by being there for them. Hopefully this helps everybody get to a better place. Have a great day.